Alright guys, so with the third anniversary, a lot of players are coming back to the game or starting the game anew, and in this video I want to talk about some of the cookies, especially epic ones, that you really want to focus on right now for the overall gameplay. And after this video, I'm going to be also sharing videos on how to get more EXP star jellies and what you should be focusing on, as well as some team building, basic guide, so that you guys kind of have a structure on how to create a team and what you guys should be doing, because I know some players are still having hard time kind of constructing a solid team that works for most of the world exploration stages. Alright, so let's get into it first, and let's talk about the cookies in this video that you honestly should be focusing on. Currently, with the state of the game, the epic cookies are very straightforward. The ones that are going to work are very straightforward, and it's going to be a very simple, in my opinion now. So let's quickly go over the tanks first. So tanks are going to be the ones to be in the front line, tanking the damage, or taking the damage for the team rather than your damage dealers. So right now, the main ones that do not require any of the magic candy and such are going to be two, and that is going to be no other than burnt cheese from the golden cheese cookie update, as well as fettuccine. So the two tanks, charge as well as defense, from the golden cheese cookie update are the best tanks right now in the epic class without any of the magic candies. Fettuccine has immortality, which means that when she dies, she doesn't die right away and has a chance to actually survive and be healed all the way back to full health. Also, additional to that, she has taunt, she has some attack speed slow, she has self-heal as well. So she's honestly a very, very solid tank for a lot of the players. And then additional to fettuccine, burnt cheese is another solid option, because not only does he have a stun, but a really, really short cooldown. He has some damage. He also does have damage focus, which means that he's also able to take the damage that the damage dealer are supposed to take and take it to himself instead. Also has curse protection and this debuff immunity that is going to be also really, really amazing. All right, so honestly, these two are going to be a very, very solid tank, and I believe right now you are able to get both of them from the mallet shop. So burnt cheese as well as fettuccine are added to the mallet shop. So if you don't have a solid tank, those are going to be a great option. Now, after all of that, the ones that do not require magic candy, in my opinion, the one that really stands out currently is going to be no other than Financier with the new magic candy. So Financier was a great tank back then, but with the magic candy, she has gotten so much better, and she has made a comeback, because not only does she protect one of the cookies with all the buffs that she had previously, but she also is able to give now damage resist, crit resist, debuff immunity, as well as healing to all of the cookies inside of your team, and additional to that, extra team damage resist. All right, which is going to be amazing. And when you do get her up to plus 10, 20, and 30, she is able to put a debuff onto a certain area within the enemy's team, and then also they will take some extra light type damage, which works great with one of the DPS or damage dealer that I'm going to mention inside of this video. So right now, I would say those three are going to be really solid tanks that you can use, can be used inside of world exploration, Cookie Alliance, as well as the arena as well. Now, out of the DPSs or damage dealers, there are a couple that really stands out for the world exploration, as well as for the arena, and for both as well. Starting off with one that stands out for both, all right, is going to be no other than our creme brulee. We are in the age for Cookie Run Kingdom where, some players are saying you can put a tank, one single tank like fettuccine, and then you could put creme brulee and then like 3 supports or healers, and you're pretty much set for most of the world exploration inside of the game as a story or normal mode. And I have to say I agree with that, because creme brulee is just absolutely amazing. Not only is he able to buff up himself, he's also able to buff up some of the cookies inside of your team as well, but his DPS is just out of this world. Not only is he able to deal with a lot of the enemies, the smaller enemies, but against bosses who are going to be just taking all the damage that creme brulee is going to be throwing at, it's just, creme brulee kind of melts away the enemies really quickly. So, it used to be tartatan, but nowadays I will have to say tartatan is still great for the regular Crispia world exploration, but for overall, generally, like now, inside of the game, creme brulee is going to be a better option as a ranged cookie for not only the world exploration inside of Crispia, but also for some of the stages inside of Beasties, as well as Arena and the Guild Boss Battle and the Cookie Alliance. So out of all the, in general, all the cookies as of right now for the Epic class, Creme Brulee is probably going to be like the best overall cookie to level up. And I believe Creme Brulee should be added in the next, update, or the update to come, as a mileage shop cookie. So right now there's Olive, so soon there should be, Creme Brulee and Linzer being added as well. Alright, so pretty much that's the damage dealer, I have to say. And then for World Exploration, Captain Caviar is not bad at all. I would say Captain Caviar is doing a ton of damage, and is also used inside of Arena and Cookie Alliance as well. Not really inside of the Guild Boss Battle, but the damage from the Magic Candy has dramatically increased Captain Caviar's viability or use inside of the game. So not a bad option as a burst damage dealer that you can have. And also, Tartatan again is still a good and solid option. Just kind of gets outshadowed by Creme Brulee now, but overall burst damage still inside of World Exploration and such, Tartatan is not bad. And then we still have Prune Juice. Prune Juice is not bad as a, periodic damage dealer or a continuous damage dealer inside of the game, where poison damage is still viable. And inside of something like the Beasties, Prune Juice does do quite a lot for you with the Prune Jellies, because Prune Jellies can tank a lot as well. And then lastly, I would say, our Black Raisin is still not bad. I would say, though, Captain Caviar is probably a better option now with the Magic Candy. All right, now moving on to the support or the healer roles inside of the game. And that is going to be no other than Cream Puff. Cream Puff is still really, really amazing. And the main reason why is because of the, extra attack buff, as well as the extra crit damage buff that Cream Puff is able to provide for your team, additional to the insane amount of heal that she is able to give to the cookies, because most of the time, when she is used, she is going to crit her heal, which means that even with the decrease of the, debuff that you have inside of Beasties and hard mode, Cream Puff is able to just, boom, heal up your cookies to max HP most of the time. And definitely recommend creating her Magic Candy, because that's really what makes her really, really good. And in addition to that, we have Parfait. Parfait is amazing. Someone was asking, hey, why is Parfait so good? Not only does she have continuous heal, and she has defense buff and the debuff resist, with the Magic Candy now she has the ability to shield. She has the ability to convert excessive healing to shield as well. She is able to put debuff immunity like Burnt Cheese, as well as Financier. And she is also able to allow cookies to heal whenever they crit. And finally, she is also able to do burst heal as well. So she's just stacked up with a bunch of healing buffs and stuff like that. So Parfait, Magic Candy, absolutely amazing for most of the game modes right now, excluding the I would say Guild Boss Battle, because her buffs are not really required for Guild Boss right now. And then some honorable mention that are not inside of the Epic class are going to be someone like, Snapdragon, I would say, as well as maybe for some of the stages, Icicle Yeti. I think I agree with some of you guys who have commented inside of my video where, you said Icicle Yeti is more of a niche type of cookie for Frost comps, as well as certain stages inside of the world exploration, but not really overall like Snapdragon. So I think that's a good point that you guys have made. Snapdragon definitely is going to be more universal for a lot of the different game modes, actually, and I would say all of the game modes right now that we have currently going on. And then of course, out of the ancient, legendary, and super epics, as well as Dragon, Crimson Coral is still an amazing cookie, as well as Black Pearl, Frost Queen, Golden Cheese, White Lily, Pure Vanilla, Hollowberry, still there. But those cookies are the ones that I definitely recommend you guys, that I have mentioned previously as well, instead of who to level up to level 80 right away. But for a lot of the returning players, as well as new players who do not have, any of the ancients, legendaries, or super epics, or majority of them, epics are going to be the go-to. And from there, tanks again, Financier, Fettuccine, as well as Burnt Cheese. And, if you still want Wildberry for DPSs, Captain Caviar, Creme Brulee, Tartatan, sometimes for certain stages, Prune Juice, as well as Black Raisin. And then for your supports are going to be, Parfait, as well as Cream Puff. And then, someone like Snapdragon, once you guys do unlock the gacha for Snapdragon as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will have to say the most universal right now is definitely, without a doubt, someone like Creme Brulee as well as Parfait in most of the cases, and definitely recommend you guys to level these cookies up if you guys still are deciding who to level up right now, especially for new players that are jumping in, or returning players who are jumping into the game, who are not aware of what the meta cookies are, or which cookies are really worth the investment. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys would personally recommend to other players, and just help out each other. I really like it when you guys actually are able to give solid advice to everybody. So thank you guys for doing that, and I hope you guys found the video helpful once again, guys, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.